All right, let's get started. In this explainer, we're going to tackle 25 super important words for your IBA admission test. My goal is to make them really easy to remember and actually use. So, how are we going to do this? Well, to make it way easier, we've grouped all the words into 5 simple themes. We'll start with states of being, then jump into actions, both the good and the bad. After that, we'll get into words for describing people and qualities, and then move on to time, change, and place. And to wrap it all up, we've got 2 final really important words you got to know. Okay, let's dive right into our first group. This one's all about describing different situations and feelings, basically words that help you paint a picture of what's going on, whether it's super calm or totally chaotic. Okay, so check this out. We've got 2 ideas here that are complete opposites. On one side, you have tranquility. Think of that quiet, peaceful feeling you get by a calm lake. That's tranquility. But then, on the other side, you've got turbulent. Turbulent is the exact opposite. It's all about chaos and disorder, kind of like a crazy, stormy sea. So you might have a tranquil afternoon, or you could have a turbulent time in your country's politics. Next up, we have severity. This word is all about how serious or harsh something is. You know, you can talk about the severity of a punishment or the severity of an economic crisis. The bigger the problem, the higher the severity. It's really just a word for the level of seriousness. So we just talked about how serious something can be. But what if it's not just serious, but like extremely bad? Well, that's when you use the word abysmal. Abysmal just means terrible, awful, horrible. A sports team's performance could be abysmal if they lose by a huge margin. And here's a cool way to remember it. It's related to the word abyss, which is like a bottomless pit. So when something is abysmal, it feels so bad, it's like you're falling into a deep, dark hole. No fun at all. All right, let's move on to our second section. Here, we're going to look at words that describe actions, both the good stuff and the bad stuff. It's all about words for celebrating, praising, and also criticizing. Our first word here is fete. Now, this word can be 2 things. As a noun, a fete is just a big party or a festival, but you can also use it as a verb. To fete someone means to celebrate them in a really big, public way. Like a company might fete its best employees with a huge dinner. It's all about honoring someone with a celebration. Okay, this table breaks down 3 really useful words that go from positive to very negative. First at the top, we have acclaim. Acclaim is all about enthusiastic praise. A movie that everyone loves gets critical acclaim. Simple enough, right? Then in the middle, we have reproach. This is when you criticize someone, you scold them. Your boss might reproach you for being late. It's negative, but it's direct criticism. And finally, we have the worst one, vilify. To vilify someone is to attack their reputation with nasty, often false words. It's a really strong negative action. Reinstate. This one's pretty straightforward. It means to put someone or something back into a previous position. Think of it like hitting a reset button. If an employee was fired but then proven innocent, the company would reinstate them, give them their job back. It's all about restoring things to how they were. What about accentuate? Well, when you accentuate something, you're just making it more noticeable. You're emphasizing it. It's like when you use a highlighter in your textbook to make the important points pop. You are accentuating them. You can also accentuate your best qualities during an interview to make sure the interviewer notices them. All right, on to section 3. Now we're going to look at some awesome words for describing people, their character, and their abilities. These are super useful for making your descriptions more vivid. Okay, 2 useful words here. On one side, we've got gullible. A gullible person is someone who is super easy to trick or fool, usually because they're too trusting. You know that friend who believes every crazy story? They might be a little gullible. Then, on the other hand, you have trifling. A trifling matter is something that's just not important at all. It's insignificant. If you're a CEO, you shouldn't be worrying about trifling office details. You've got bigger things to handle. This is a great slide. It shows 3 different kinds of flexibility. First up is supple. A supple mind is flexible and can adapt to new ideas easily. Then we have agile. Being agile is about being quick and flexible. An agile thinker can respond to a problem really fast. And finally, there's delicate. A delicate situation is fragile. It needs to be handled with a lot of care or things could go wrong. So you've got supple for adapting, agile for speed, and delicate for careful handling. Prolific. This is a fantastic word. Someone who is prolific produces a huge amount of something. We often use it for writers or artists. A prolific writer might publish a new book every single year. A prolific inventor is someone who's constantly coming up with new ideas. It basically means you're super productive.
Okay, let's keep the momentum going. We're moving on to our fourth group of words. This section is all about time, change, and place. Words that help us talk about memory, adapting to new situations, and location.
Let's talk about linger and lingering. As a verb, to linger means to stay somewhere longer than you need to. Maybe you linger after a party because you're having such a good time. The adjective lingering describes something that lasts for a long time. You can have a lingering doubt in your mind or the lingering smell of food after you've cooked. It just sticks around. Now for two words that are all about memory. First is reminiscent. If something is reminiscent of your past, it just means it reminds you of it. A song could be reminiscent of your school days. Pretty simple, right? Now, redolent is very similar, but it has a special connection to smell. A smell that's redolent of something triggers a really strong memory. For example, the smell of baking bread might be redolent of your mother's kitchen.
Acclimatize. This is a great word. It means to get used to a new place, a new climate, or a new situation. You know, if you move from a very cold country to a very hot one, your body has to acclimatize. But we use it for more than just weather. When you start a new job or join IBA, you have to acclimatize to the new culture and the way things are done. It's all about adjusting. So think about your own journey to get into IBA, right? It's a process. It has steps. First, you study really hard. Then you have to do well on the exam. And finally, you get admitted. And that whole process leads us perfectly to our next word, culminate. To culminate means to reach the final result, or the highest point after a long process. All your hard work, all those late nights studying, they will culminate in your success when you get that acceptance letter. It's the grand finale of all your efforts. Next, we have a really useful little word, amid. It's a preposition that just means in the middle of or surrounded by. For example, it can be hard to stay focused amid all the noise and distractions. Or a leader might have to show courage amid a crisis. It just puts you right in the center of a situation. All right, we're on the home stretch. This is our final section with two super important words that you'll definitely come across, especially in more formal or analytical writing. First up is tantamount. This is a powerful word. It means something is equivalent to, or basically the same as something else in how serious it is. The example here is perfect. For a student, cheating on a test is tantamount to failing the course. It means the consequence is just as bad. It's a way of saying two different things have the same serious effect. And our last word, respondent. So who is the person that answers questions in a survey or in a legal case? They have a formal name, and that name is a respondent. It's simply the person who gives a response. It's a specific term you'll see in research and law. And with that, we're done. So I'll leave you with a final thought.